This, of course, is based on your book, which you wrote in 2006, 10 Key Steps to Ace That Interview, which many people have commented has been a fantastic help to them. But I thought we'd start with what I called Interviews 101, and that is research, yes? Research the company, research the position. Make sure that you go in, and they say often, forearmed is forewarned. Go in with a little bit of knowledge under your belt. And this might seem completely obvious, but the amount of people that come to me and say, oh, well, I just turned up. I mean, I got the interview, so I just went in. And I'm thinking, well, did you research the company? Did you find out what they do, what their thing is? Did you look at their website? Did you try and get a feel for the company? And many, many people don't. Do you have that same experience, Annemarie?
All the time, all the time. Or what people do is they think that they've done enough research just by looking at the website very, very briefly, reading through, a couple of pages, and they think that that's certainly going to suffice. But just unfortunately, that's not often the case. So as Keith was saying, it's really important to find out as much information as you can about the organisation and about the role. One of those reasons is because it's going to guide you in preparing your responses and the examples that you're going to share with the interviewer and confirm how you can, your fit and your ability and competencies to be able to do that role well. And how many times people go into an interview with the perception, I need to market and sell myself, which is true, of course. However, through not doing crucial research, they're not able then to prepare relevant, specific responses to the job targets and to the organisational needs. So, the examples that they share have got no relevance whatsoever. So the organisation cannot really gain understanding and appreciation that that candidate actually will fit well and do well within that role. So,
and is there a couple of examples of ways? Is there a couple of examples of ways that we can research? What would you recommend? A couple of really quick ideas that people can start. Many people will have interviews in the next few weeks. And what's a couple of really good techniques to get started on the research phase?
Okay, what I generally do is get clients, or obviously our listeners, get a blank piece of paper, and on the paper draw a line down the middle. So effectively, you've got two columns. Now, on the left-hand column, in your research, jot down all of the things that you have discovered as being important for the organisation and the role and those sorts of things. Note down any key phrases that they use, because what you want to do in your preparation is to make sure that you use the terminology and the jargon that they sort of use. If you're coming particularly from a different industry or a different environment and you use completely different terminology, you want to make sure that they understand that you understand them. So using the right sort of jargon, the right sort of terminology is really important. Jot down too their mission statement, because I think these days organisations are not only identifying your skills and competencies and so forth, but are asking themselves, is this candidate going to be a good fit? Is this candidate going to align with the same values as our organisation? So if in your response you can confirm the similarities between what you hold as really important for you, being similar to the organisational mission and values, then that's certainly going to, position you.
And of course that shows that you've put in some time, doesn't it? It shows that you've put in some, sorry, I'm talking over you, but it shows that you've put in some time, put in some research, put in some thought to why you want to work for this company and what you think you can add to their bottom line also, but also the fit, the culture of the company. It's great. I didn't realise that there was so much research you could do other than the website. There's a deeper level of research rather than just looking at the website, yes?
Yes, and I think sometimes the website can be the source of information, as well as, people who may, in your network may have some connection, maybe current connection or previous connection, could be your vendors, suppliers, anybody. I mean, once you start once you start job searching, your network is a valuable resource, and you might just make a call out to the network, say, listen, if anyone knows or has had some experience with XYZ organisation, value your input if, you're able to share a bit of time. So don't just, as I said, limit your research just to the internet. I mean, newspaper articles, whereas, putting the name of the organisation in Google and doing it that way is certainly going to open up a wealth of information about the organisation. Now, just a couple of other points with the activity that I was mentioning, and you're writing down all of the things that you deem as important for the role and so forth. Then on the right-hand side, what that column is dedicated toward is jotting down examples throughout your career and in your experience that can demonstrate your ability to do the role, to the function on the left-hand side column. So in other words, if team leadership was something that was very important, what you want to do is to make sure that you think of an example to share with the interviewer that demonstrate your ability to lead, motivate, nurture a team. You want to be able to demonstrate, quantify the results if possible to show how successful that was. And what this does is that it really allows you to concentrate and prepare specific examples that when you speak about within an interview, the interviewer is going to understand without a hesitation of a doubt, without any concerns whatsoever, that you may not have the ability to function in that role. So that's why it's so important to do that research. And let's face it, the more prepared you are, the more confident you'll be. It's almost like if someone crams before an exam the night before, how on earth can they be confident walking into that examination the next day that they're going to be able to answer all the questions? I dare say not very likely. So by taking the time to prepare and your responses so that the information you're going to be sharing is going to be relevant, specific to the needs, and continuing to add value to that organisation, that is going to be what makes the difference.